Hello, everybody. My name is John Etienne. I've been doing IT, especially software development and networking for about 15 years. So throughout all those years, I learned so many things. So my goal is I create this YouTube channel. So I want to, kind of show people what I know, what I've learned. Hopefully, it will be helpful to you guys. And the stuff that I do or learn, and that I'm gonna show you guys, those are real, real life technical stuff that you guys can just use on your for your need for your IT software development. So today we're gonna start. I'm gonna show you guys how to set up a Mikrotik a software firewall. Then I'm gonna have a different tutorial for network for software development, but this is the first one. So basically what we're doing today, it's we're gonna be set up a Mikrotik a, a firewall on a dedicated server. So basically Mikrotik is they have software and hardware firewall. It's kind of like similar to Cisco, but very cheap, affordable. Like if I go to the website, so you can see, let me go to the home website for Mikrotik. You're gonna see they have a hardware firewall that I've been using for the past 12 15 years. The hardware firewall is pretty good, but they have a software firewall also. As far as the hardware firewall, you see all those firewalls here, but me personally, I've used let me show you guys. I've used this firewall over here, this one and this one. They're pretty good. I mean, you set them up, you just set up and forget. And but they do have, this is a hardware firewall, but they do have software firewall also. So you can go here, you go here, and you select this one here. Then those are VM firewall basically. And today we're gonna be setting up this version 6.49, and that's the VM that we're gonna be download the VDX image. But we're gonna take this guy here, which I already download myself. You can see if I go to download, this is the one. So then while here, you should download the software, the winbox, for you to be able to connect to the firewall. So which is this guy over here, but I already have that download. So which is this over here. So now I have a step-by-step that I write down, then which I'm gonna be putting on YouTube for you guys to be able to see. It's about, let me see, I'm looking at a different screen over here, so that you guys can't see. It's about 21 step. It's not hard, but I write them down, so to make sure I follow the proper step, which I'm gonna put for you guys. So basically, to set up Mikrotik a firewall on your VM, your dedicated server will need at least 2 network cards, and you're gonna need at least two public IP address. But nowadays, most I would say all server come with at least few network card. So that shouldn't be a problem. So I'm gonna do this step by step, and if I can move this over here. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the step that we do. We're gonna do from step 1 to 21, so everything is gonna be fine. So if you follow the step that I show you, it's not difficult, it's very easy. And like I said, this stuff that I'm showing you, that's the thing that I use all the time myself. It should work for you. So this is gonna be useful if you don't wanna buy a hardware firewall, you wanna use the software firewall, and this is movable, and it's very cheap also, and it works great. Mikrotik is like I said, it's similar to Cisco, but affordable and very good. So I mean, that's a system that I've been using for the past 10-12 years. So I'm showing you guys the stuff that I know that works. So the step 1, what we have to do, so basically this is my dedicated server that I rent at a data center. So it comes with a public IP address, everything. So the step 1, what we have to do, we have to go to, before that I can show you, I have done some test firewall running over here with test PC. But I'm gonna do everything from scratch from you guys, at least what I can do from scratch over here. So the step 1, what we have to do, we're gonna go to to the control panel of the server here. Let's say if you were doing this from scratch on your server, because mine is gonna be a little bit different because I have some stuff running over already, but I'm gonna show you. Just follow the step that I'm gonna show you, then everything will be fine. So you go to the server control panel, you go here, then you're not gonna have those two. You're gonna have your NIC on your network card. But yeah, I don't know how many network card you have. Maybe you're gonna have you need at least two of them. So you're gonna name it. If I were you guys, I would use two network cards. So you're gonna name one like NIC one, just like I did over here. See, like here, NIC one, NIC two, and then that's it. So you're not gonna have those two for now. So that's the first step. So we close that. And the second step is we're gonna set up a network teaming on server manager. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go here. We're gonna click. We have to wait for the server to load, but we're gonna come here. So in your case, yours will be disabled because you won't have any network teaming set up already. But mine, I have that already, so that's why it says enabled. But in your case, like I said, it's gonna be disabled. You just come here like that. You're gonna click to task, create a new network team. So let me see if I can do this over here. Actually, I can't do it because I have something already. So basically, when you click on new network team, you're just gonna give it a name. So you're gonna see, let me just modify this over here. You will see. You're gonna see all the two network card that we said we rename before on the control panel. So you're gonna select NIC 1, NIC 2. Then you're gonna click here. Make sure you choose load balancing mode to hyperv port. See, there's different options, but what you need, you want hyperv port, and put the second net card as a standby. This one here, right? See, so there's option to use all of them, but the best way to do it is to use the NIC 2 as standby, just the way I have it over here. Then you click on OK. Then you're gonna have it's gonna work like that. So it's gonna be working like that, like this one here. It's gonna say online. Then once you do that, I'm gonna close that. Once you finish with that, you're gonna go back to your to your control panel, network sharing center. You come here, then you're gonna see this guy here, network teaming. So basically, the network teaming is the one that's taking care of those two NIC card. If I were to click on it, you see that's the way it is. So basically, what we did, we combined those two NIC card to this guy over here. That's it. So now you're gonna have like three network card: NIC 1, NIC 2, and network teaming. You're not gonna see this yet. So that's it for now. For this step, this is complete over here. Okay. So we're gonna close that. Then now we're gonna go. Then we're gonna go to I'm looking at. So we're gonna, let's see what we have to do here, because I want to make sure I follow this the proper way for you guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna now the third step is to add hyperv wall on the server. So we come here like that. Click here, then you select this wall over here, but mine is already there already, because that's why you see it's I don't have an option to select that. But once you select this hyperv wall, this one here, then you're gonna see two options. You're gonna see the NIC 1 that we see here. Let me go back to the control panel, I can show you. This is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see NIC 1, NIC 2, and you're gonna see network teaming. So choose network teaming as your NIC card when you try to add the wall over here. So make sure you choose the network teaming. Don't choose NIC 1 or NIC 2. because that's not the proper way to do it. So you choose network teaming as your network. Once you do that, you follow the step, and the server, there's an option that's gonna say to restart the server. You're gonna click on that, the server is gonna restart. Once the server restart, then you log in back again. Then you're gonna go back to the control panel. Let me just close this. I'm gonna show you, even though I have this open, but I'm gonna close this. Once the server restart, you're gonna go back to the control panel of the server, network. You come here, then you're gonna have this guy here, this network that says it's gonna say internet something, but what you need to do, you're gonna right click on it and name it WAN, like WAN, just like I did over here, right? So now this is a NIC card, network card, that you need to set up your IP address information from your public IP address information. You need to set up that there, just like I did over here. If I click here and I go here, I put the public IP address that my data center or ISP give me. That's what I put over here, and that's it. So basically, that's the network card that's handle everything for you to go online. You can see I'm able to go online, you know, on the server over here, right? I mean, even though mine was already configured, but that's what you will have to do. But all those steps that you're doing over here, you need to be logged in physically to the server to do it. Because if you're not physically logged into the server, when you add the hyperv wall, you're probably gonna lose connection. The way I do it myself, I log into my server using an IP KVMI. That's what I use. Or you have to be physically, or if you have a different way to log into the server. Because the reason why you need to physically log into the server, because once you add the network teaming, it's going to create a different network for you. Then guess what? Your public IP address won't be on that new network. As you can see right now, we're setting up this network. That's where we put in the public IP address. So that's the way to do it. So we configure that, and this is done. Then this is done. We can close that. Now the next step we have to do, we have to go to open Hyper-V Manager. Even though you can see I have some stuff over here, but don't worry about what I have here. So what you need to do, just follow the step that I'm showing you guys. You're gonna right click over here. You're gonna click Virtual Switch Manager, and you're gonna add an external switch like this. Then you're gonna name it WAN like this. You're gonna name it WAN. Then you're gonna choose this network adapter, which is your this is your network teaming network card. If you can see the description, let me show you. Let me show you guys. You see the name over here? If I go back to the control panel, that's how you can tell also. I'm gonna go back to control panel. Let's change this a little bit. I'm gonna move this a little bit here. You can see this name over here. See how it says Microsoft Network Adapter Multiplex Driver. So this guy, see, it's the same one. Those two over here, those are your regular NIC 1, NIC 2. Don't choose that. Make sure, because you know your network team is the one that handle the connectivity for your server after we install the the network teaming. So you want to make sure you choose the proper card. Okay, so you choose this. So I'm not gonna take create and down because I already have one already. So if I go back to the one I have here, I'm just gonna cancel this. You're gonna see. If I go back here, you see, this is what I'm using over here. You see, WAN, and this is the card I'm using. Okay, so this is done. So what you're gonna do, the next step is to create one more switch like this. You name it LAN private network, and you click OK. So basically what we are doing here, we configure a network switch for your WAN and one for the LAN, which is the software you need to use. Okay, so we click OK. This step is done. So now so this step is done. So what we need to do, okay, let me just close all this. Like I said, it's a mini step, but I'm following the steps, so make sure I tell you guys the proper thing. So the next step is what we need to do. We need to set up that VM, the Mikrotik VM on the server. So which is, I already download that. That's the file I download. This guy here. I'm just gonna copy this and put it onto the proper folder. This is my folder over here. I'm gonna rename this let's see, call this one 6. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna add this just like you would add any VM. Create a virtual machine like that. I'm gonna call this router 6, but you can name it whatever you want. So click next. I'm gonna give this one 5 gig. We don't really need that much, but I'm just gonna give it 5 gig. Okay. So I'm gonna click next. So here, that's very important. You're gonna choose the WAN a network switch that we create, because this needs to be the WAN. Okay. We're gonna choose this guy here. Click next, and we're gonna point it to that VM image, which is this guy here. Okay. So now let's go here. We're gonna do some basic configuration over here real quick. I'm gonna give it let's see, 2 CPU. We don't need to do all that, but I guess it would be better. So I'm gonna apply. I'm gonna click here. I don't need this. I'm gonna say, because this is gonna be a firewall for your system or network, so you want that to start as quick as possible. So you want to put this to like maybe 5 seconds, and this one here, you want this. So if this physical server shut down, you want the VM to shut down, normal way. So I'm gonna click here, apply, and okay. So now this is ready to go. So what we need to do, the next step is we're gonna start the VM that we just created. We're gonna start that. Right. So click on it. We're gonna wait for it to load. We're gonna, when it comes up, we're gonna do some. We have to agree to the terms. So basically, in Mikrotik, the default login is admin, and there's no password. I'm gonna click enter. So there's no password. I'm gonna click enter. We're gonna wait for it. Then we have to agree to the agreement. We're gonna click yes, and we're gonna click on enter until we get to the end, because that's we have to agree to the term. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. I'm gonna click. I don't know where it ends, but we're just gonna click on it. So it should be done soon. So we have to do this to agree, otherwise we won't be able to log into the system. Okay, I think we're almost there. I don't want to click too fast, because when it's done, it's gonna ask us to change the password. So if okay, see, so now he asked me to create a new password. So I'm just gonna create this password admin1. So the username is admin. I'm gonna create the password as admin1. This is for testing. Obviously, when we log in, we're gonna change to the proper username and password. But for now, we're gonna call this one admin1. Okay. See, okay. Let me try again. Admin1. Okay, this is good. So now this is ready. This is good. So we can just we can close this, because the server is running. So you need I don't know if you guys remember, on Mikrotik website, I download this one. Don't download the beta version. Download this guy here, the 64. This is the software that we're gonna be using to connect to the firewall, right? So you download this, which I already did myself, which is this guy here, right? So I'm gonna click on this. Let me right now I have some stuff there, because I was testing this before, In your case, it will be empty. You have to click on refresh. Okay, to see. Okay, okay, okay. See, this is it, right? So you're not gonna have anything because that's my old stuff. So let's say if I try to log in, it won't let me log in because this is not the login information for for this new firewall. Let me try. You see? So now let's use the proper login that we just created. So it was admin, password was admin1. Okay, so we log into the firewall. So next step, what we have to do once we log into the firewall, we have to go to interface. See this interface over here? We're gonna rename this. Basically, this is your WAN interface that we have set up on the firewall. So if you want, I can show you guys. Hold on one second. If I come here, if I modify this, this is this guy over here. What you're seeing over here. This is a connection or activity from the firewall to this over here. This is what we're looking at over here. So let me just cancel this. So we're gonna rename, double click on this to rename this that WAN like this. We're gonna apply and okay. So this is done, and we're gonna shut down the firewall because we have to create a LAN, a network switch for the firewall. Let's shut down the firewall. Go to system, shut down like this. Then let's go to hyperv manager. So you can see this is our firewall over here. Router 6 is shut down. We're gonna come here, setting. We're gonna add a network card, which is the LAN network that we created before. This guy here, like that, and okay. Let's start the firewall again. As you can see, start very quick. If I click on it over here, you're gonna see it's already. You see, it's loading. Well, I thought it was quick, but it's loading. Okay, so it's ready to go. So now let's log in back on the firewall. It still keep my username and password that we put over there because I click on this, right? Okay, now we log in. Now let's go back to interface. So this network here, that's the LAN one. We're gonna change this, double click on this to rename this to LAN, apply and okay. So this is good to go. So now what we have to do now, we have to go IP address. We're gonna create our network over here. So we're gonna create the LAN network and your WAN network. So let's start. Let me show you guys the LAN network we're gonna be using for this test over here. Let me. Okay, if I go to note, okay, this is gonna be the network we're gonna be using over here. So my network is gonna be 10.1.6.0/24, and this is the gateway. I guess you can call this gateway, or the IP address. This one here, and those are public DNS. And my DHCP is gonna come. I mean, this is testing. You can obviously you're gonna choose whatever type of IP address you want or whatever DHCP you want. But the one I'm setting up over here is gonna start from 100 to 147. This is gonna be my WAN IP address, which I'm gonna shut down after I finish the video. And this is my subnet. All those information came from my ISP. That's what they give me when I get the service from them, right? So basically, one thing I want to make sure you guys understand, the IP address that I set up on the dedicated server network card is different. It has to be different. It cannot be the same IP address. So basically, this one is that 147, The one I set up on my physical server, it's not 147, it's something else. I don't have to tell you guys what it is, but it's something else. It has to be two different IP address. So anyway, so here I'm gonna add, let's just do the LAN first, right? So I'm gonna add 10. Let me just click on this. No big caps on, sorry about that. 10.1.6. That's 0. Actually, no, it's gonna be, I need to put the router IP address over here, 24. I'm gonna choose LAN. I'm gonna click apply. So you can see, right? So basically, this is my network for the LAN. So 10.1.6.48. The 40 is the IP address I'm gonna be using to log in locally, and that's your router IP address also. So that's your network. Then we assign to LAN, internet LAN, internet to LAN, which is the second interface. So we're gonna apply, click OK. Now let's add the network for our WAN. So the WAN information is coming from my ISP. That's what they gave me. So let me take this guy here. I'm gonna put this over here. It says /26 because I know that because that's what they give me. And your ISP or your data center, wherever you get your service, they'll provide you all that. So we're gonna assign that to Internet 1 WAN. Okay. So this is good. This is done over here. So now the next step we have to do, we have to go to IP DNS. We're gonna add some public DNS over here. Let's say 1.1.1.1. Normally, if you have a network, a normal business network, your DHCP and DNS, they're supposed to come from your domain controller, which I'm gonna have a video to show you guys how to do that. But for now, we're gonna do it on this because my goal with this thing is to set up the base network. Then once we have a base network, we're gonna create a domain controller, and in the next video, we're gonna create some of the stuff like to build an entire network. So like I said, the goal for this is when you come to my channel, you're gonna find everything that you need to run a normal network when it comes to domain controller, firewall setup, web server, a software application, everything. But I have to start. This is the start over here. Okay, so let's add one more. We're gonna add 3 of them. Let's add a Google DNS. You can put whatever you want, but those are the one that most people use. I'm gonna put this one here. And that's it. That's okay. So now the next step is I'm sorry guys, because I'm doing, even though I have a cheat sheet, but I'm not really looking at the cheat sheet because I'm doing this in my head. So but it'll work. Okay, so the next step is we're gonna set up what we're gonna set up over here. We're gonna set up our DHCP server. That's what we have to do because we just finished set up the DNS. We're gonna set up your DHCP server. Click here. We're gonna go to DHCP setup. We're gonna choose the LAN because that's what we're doing. That's our network. We don't have to do anything here. And these are the gateway for our network. We don't have to do anything. And we don't need this. Let's just close this. And remember here, I told you guys that we're gonna start the network from 100 to 147. You can choose whatever you want, but that's what I'm gonna set up over here myself. I'm gonna say 100. Now I'm gonna come here, put 1 over here. Obviously, you have to adjust this based on your network, okay? But this is a test system, just to show you guys. Click next. You see the system see those DNS that we just set up like a minute ago. Click next, and we're gonna put it to 10. Okay, that's the time how long the IP address gonna stay on the system. I mean on your device before you release. Okay, but you can put whatever you want, but I just put 10 over here. Okay, next. This is done. So this is done. The next thing we have to do, we have to configure our route over here. Come here, click on this guy here, and this is looking okay because it's, you know, it already see most of the configuration that we set up, but we have to do one more. We're gonna click here, put this to 00. Then here we see where it says gateway. You're gonna put the gateway IP address that your data center or your ISP provide you. In my case, they provide me, this is my gateway, they provide me this one here. I'm gonna put that over there, copy this, I'm gonna put this over here, gonna apply. Okay, so this is done. You see, it's not difficult. So what we have to do now, we have to go to IP, we have to go to firewall, we have to go to NAT. So what we're doing here, we're gonna set up something called Masquerade. Basically, once we set up this, it's only device that connected to our network can use our firewall, and this is very important for security, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So we're gonna click here, SNAT. On the source address, we're gonna put our network, a subnet, which is 10.1.6.0/24, right? Action, we're gonna put Masquerade. This is done. We're gonna close this. So if everything's fine, we're supposed to be able, this firewall here is supposed to be online now. Let's check. Let's see if let's click on terminal, new terminal, see if we can ping any website. Let's ping Google or something. See, it's working. It's online. So this is online. We're pretty much almost done. So let's just close this. So basically, what we just did over here, we set up this firewall here with internet access with the IP information that our ISP provide us. So what we need to do, let me think the best way to do, because the file is not secure yet. So let's do this. Let's come here, let's go to IP services. We need to disable all those services except for winbox, because we don't want people from outside to be able to log into our firewall. So let's just select all this from here, right click, disable. We're gonna disable this guy also. Okay, that's done. The next thing is, let's create a user. So we click on system, user. That's the default user that the system create. What we need to do, let's create one more user. I'm gonna leave mine as user 1. Obviously, you wanna call yours user 1, you have to give it like a more complicated name, but this is to show you guys. So I'm gonna put the password user 123. So this is just for me to show you guys, but obviously you need to create like some, good username and password. That's something people not able to guess. Let me get some water, excuse me. All right, so we're gonna apply, okay, cancel this. We're gonna exit from the firewall, minimize this. Let's try to log in with the user that we just create to see if we can log in before we disable the old user. So user 123. See, I can log in, I'm fine. So if I go back here to user, See, this is the user I have. If I want, I can disable this user, but don't do it now. You can disable this user if you want to. Okay, so now this firewall is configured, it's online. It's not really secure. I'll have a different video on how to secure this the proper way, but it's okay. Okay, so the firewall is online. So let's just minimize this, or we can just let's minimize this for now. So let's assign one of those a computer to the firewall. So let me use this computer over here. Matter of fact, this computer here, it's already picked up an IP address. But all you have to do basically, it's gonna take some time if I were to, build like a new VM. But all you have to do on any VM that you have, you just right click on it and make sure the VM is shut down. Let me just, okay, let me shut down this VM over here real quick. I'm gonna shut down this VM. Shut down. Close this. Okay. So you remember this is our network IP address, that is subnet 6.0, right? So that's what we have. So all we have to do on any device or any system that you want to use this firewall over here, you just right click on that device like this, setting, and you add a network card like this, network, and you add the LAN, which I already have already, but you just add this. It should pick up an IP address from the firewall. But matter of fact, you know what? Let me just, it should just pick up an IP address from the firewall. Just click LAN and apply and OK, right? So I'm not gonna make any change on this. Let me restart it. If we log in back to the firewall, let's go check on the DHCP, see if it picked up if it gives an IP address. So go here, DHCP server, list. It did not. I think it may have to wait for. Okay, you see, it come up. It's the IP address from the. So basically, the firewall give that that VM, that test VM, an IP address. So if we go back to a hyperv, you can see this is the IP address it gives. See, 6147. If we go back to the firewall, that's the IP address. So basically, we should be able to go online on that PC. Let me just log into the PC. I'll log into the PC here. Okay. Okay. So let's go to the control panel. We can do this from a command prompt, but I'm going to show you guys here. Go to control panel because I'm on the workstation PC. You're not going to have a second network like that, because the reason why you're seeing this because I had one more network card that I did not configure. But you can see here I'm online. See the IP address. You see everything's there. Okay. And I should be able to ping that our order here. Let me ping that 1.6.48. See? Yeah. So basically, it's connected to that network. And I should be able to go online. Let me go here. One thing I want to tell you guys, with the, okay, let me just show you. I can go online. I'm gonna go to AOL. It's gonna be slow, and I would explain to you guys why it's slow. It's something that has to do with the license, but you can see we are online on the workstation using the firewall. So now let me show you guys why it's slow with Mikrotik. Let's just minimize this. There's a licensing involved. Okay, let me come here. The way Mikrotik firewall works, they have a different license type. So the free license, this one here, which is the one when you install the software, it comes with the free license. But there's a limit on the upload and download, which is one meg. So basically, it's fully working, but the speed is 1 meg. That's the limit they put when they give you free license. And if you want something fast, you can buy the license version, a P1, which is the limit 1 gig for $45. Those are perpetual license. That's mean you buy it one time, then it lasts forever. Then you can buy the P10, and that's the speed limit, 10 gig for $95. But for me on my network, I just buy this one. P1 is cost me $45, which is, I think that's a decent price for for something like that. And like I said, I've been using Mikrotik a hardware firewall for over 12 years. The software version that I'm teaching you guys over here, I've been using that for a couple of years, and I think $45 for something like that, that's no brainer. So then I would so the free version, like it come with a limit of 1 meg. But there's a way, if you want, you can upgrade this to 1 gig as a trial for 60-day trial, but you have to have an account on Mikrotik website. And so the way it works, you'll go to Mikrotik website, you go to account, you register for an account. Once you register for an account, I mean, we're not gonna do that now because that's something else. So you register for the account, you're gonna have an account, right? Then you're gonna go back to your firewall. We're gonna go to System, Licensing. Let's say if you have an account, right? You're gonna click here. Then you're gonna put your account information for your Mikrotik. So basically it's gonna be your email address and the password. Then you choose which license version that you want to try for 60 days. So let's say you put P1, you choose P1, which is 1 gig speed limit, which is what most people will use. That's what I have. Because if you choose P10, you have to have like a 10 gig network, and most people, I don't know if most, I mean, a lot of people, they don't have 10 gig network. I don't have a 10 gig network, so for me, I don't need to choose P10. So I just choose P1. So you put your username and password for your Mikrotik that you just sign up for. You click start. It's gonna sync this system ID to the database, and this is gonna change. So let's say if we were doing this today, today's February 2nd, it'll probably be February, March, or April. So it's gonna say deadline maybe April 6 or 7. So it's gonna give you 60 days. Then the speed gonna change from 1 meg to 1 gig. Then when you go online, here, it's not gonna be slow, it's gonna be very fast, like it's gonna give you 1 gig. So basically you have two options for this. Either you buy the license on Mikrotik website, or you go to the website, you sign up, you create an account, then you put your username and password over here to get a 60-day trial based on the level of license that you want. So let me go back to the website, Mikrotik website. I'm gonna show you. If you go, actually it's not gonna show you that, you have to be logged in to be able to see it. But basically it's very simple. So when you go to the website, let me see if they have something here. No, you have to log in. Yeah, so once you log in, you're gonna be able to see those license option that they have, like, you know, the P1. A P1 costs $45. A P10 costs $95. a, a P unlimited costs 250. So you're gonna choose what you want. But for me, I choose the P one, which is cost me 45 bucks for lifetime. But before you do that, you can just sign up for an account on the website and you put it over here. Then they're gonna give you a trial. It's a 60-day trial. All you have to do is just sign up on the website, and the account that they give you, put the username and password over here and click start, and that's it. And it's gonna change the speed from 1 meg to 1 gig for your device. That's it. And that's pretty much it though. Basically, as you can see, the firewall, let me minimize this for a second, minimize this here. As you can see, this is the firewall that we're using. That's our firewall. And it's working, running. Then we have this workstation that we assign on it. It's working. We go online. See, I can click here. I go online. So basically, see, I mean, it's slow because there's a limit because we're only using the free version. But if you sign up on Mikrotik website, then you put your username and password here, system, license, click here, then it'll change from a 1 meg to 1 gig. So that's all you have to do. And from there, your network, your firewall, everything is done. All you have to do once you create a VM, let's say if we come here, I'm gonna create one more VM. I'm not gonna finish the whole thing, but let's try go here. I'm gonna create a VM. I'm gonna call this one test PC 3. Click next, next. I'm gonna give this one 5 gig. So I'm just adding like one more VM. So here you just choose LAN. All the devices that you added on your network that you want to go online, use the Mikrotik, you choose LAN network. That's all you do. You never choose the WAN for your device. The WAN is using by the Mikrotik router, but the LAN is for your workstation, whatever you're gonna put on that network. So I click here. So I'm just gonna create a VM. Next. So when I come here, I'm gonna start this guy here. I'm gonna come here, let's insert. I'm just gonna put this window here. Basically what I'm doing here, I'm just setting up in a window VM. I don't know how long it's gonna take. If it's not gonna take that much time, maybe I can do this while you guys watching. At least you see how I add. Let's do this. I mean, if it takes like in 5-10 minutes, I have the time. So I wanna make sure I show you guys the same way you will do it for yourself. I'm gonna click here, click here. And in the meantime, while this thing is loading, I'm gonna try to bring, hold on one second, let's come here. Yeah, I think we should do this. So let's just do this to see how will you, I mean, I'm sure, I mean, I know you guys know how to do that, but you know, since I'm teaching you something, I wanna make sure I do everything so you guys can see. So we're gonna install this window. While it's loading, probably gonna take like 5 minutes again. It should be fast. I'm gonna try to move my cheat sheet to this screen so you guys can have an idea what I write down. I mean, I write them down to make sure, you know, I follow the step, but I did not really follow the step. I kind of know those things, you know, in my head because I've been doing it for a while. And let me see if I can move this over here. No, I cannot move this over here. Okay, that's okay. Let me try to copy this. Just bear with me. I mean, while this thing is loading, so just give me a second. Okay, I'm gonna copy this file over here. Like I said, I'm gonna add this file to the YouTube, you're gonna see it. Let me add this here. Oh, I already have that over here. So this is what I was looking at. You can, I don't want to confuse you guys. You see all those steps, I write them down myself, by hand with when I try everything. So this is all the stuff that we did, and that's the last thing I show you. You can see this is the last thing I show you. So basically, I mean, I didn't want to waste you guys time to read this, but I just do it like that. But I'm gonna add this on YouTube so you guys can follow. But it's very easy. If you start from step 1 to all this, you're gonna be able to do it. Your biggest problem is gonna be when you're doing this tool over here. When you're doing this over here, I believe you need to be physically on the network, I mean on your server. So the way I do it myself, I mean the server that I'm using is like 3,000 miles away from where I am. But the way I do it, I log in on the back end using IP KVM. That's how I log in. And you guys probably have the same way to log in, or different, use the hilo. And I mean, any network guy will know those things. So basically, if you get a service from a co-location or from a data center, they're gonna give you IP KVM access, or you can ask them that. That's how you get access to the backend. Because the reason why you need to do that, because when you set up the network teaming using the built-in network, is gonna create a new NIC card for you, which is this guy here, and you're not gonna have access, because that's where you need to. That's what you're gonna be using the network teaming for your hyperv wall, because that's gonna be your network card, right? Then when you finish installing the hyperv wall, it's gonna create a fourth NIC. This guy is going to create a fourth NIC. That's the NIC that you need to set up your IP, your public IP information. Like you see, I'm doing that on step 1, because you're not going to have access to that. Because if let's say if you set up access to your server, once you do step 4, is going to create. Now, once you do a step 3 over here, it's going to create a new network card for you. That one does not have the public IP address on it, so therefore you're going to lose access to your workstation. That's very critical, what I'm saying to you guys. I mean, I'm not the best guy to explain things, but basically the IP address your ISP or your co-location or data center give you, it needs to be set up on the fourth network card that the network teaming create. Which is, let me go back over here, which is this guy here. That's the one I'm talking about. So when you log into your server using IP KVMI or hilo, you rename your physical NIC 1, NIC 2, like I did over here. Then you create your network teaming, which is gonna give you this guy, this one here. Then once you add your hyperv wall and you choose this network teaming, is gonna give you this guy, this internet. This is the one that you need to rename to WAN. That's the one that you need to set up your public IP information. That's it. That's all you have to do. Okay. And I explained that from the beginning. That's the very first thing we did on the video, but I wanted to, show you guys again. Okay, so let's see what we have for. Okay, this is not that bad. It's almost done. And so once we log in back to the VM that we set up over here, we're just gonna log in on it and see if we can go online. We're not gonna do any update. I just want to show you guys, because the tutorial is pretty much done, and I don't want to make it too long also by telling you guys stuff that you already know. So that would be wasting your time. So let's just see if we can go online on this. So basically, you know, the first IP address is the DHCP address we get from the firewall for the other server was a .147. So this one should be something else. I don't know, 146, 45, whatever, but it would be something else. Okay, so we'll see. And there's not much to do except to wait for this. Okay, while this thing is loading, let me go back here, see if we see any IP address. We're probably not gonna see anything because the server is not done yet, but let's just double check. Go to GCP. Actually, yeah, it's right there. 146. It's already picked up an IP address. The new server that we're building, the new VM that we're building, is already picked up an IP address from the router. See, 146. Even if we go back to the hyperv, it's not showing yet because it's still loading. But hold on. But you can see it's already picked up an IP address. Or maybe it's the other server that I have that's picked up the IP address. Or maybe this one hasn't picked up the IP address yet. So yeah, I believe it's the other server that I have that's picked up the IP address. I think it's this guy here. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah. No, that's my different. No, yeah, it does pick up an IP address. Okay, yeah, the new server picked up an IP address, but we're gonna double check. So I'm gonna create a password that you guys don't need to know. This is just test. Okay. So basically, we just built a new VM. We assign a network from our firewall. So let me log in. See, so far everything is looking good. When things work, things just work. Because I can tell because I already saw the network card look okay, but we'll see. Like I said, any device you set up on that network is going online on them is gonna be very slow because there's limitation with the free version. So all you have to do is just sign up with on Mikrotik website for an account, and you just log in with the account and sync it, or just buy the license for 45 bucks. And that's what I did. I buy the license myself for 45 bucks. The new one, this testing I'm showing you, I don't have a license for it because this is just test, but for my actual system, I buy the $45 license. So if I go here to the, I mean, I could go to the control panel also, but I'm gonna do this from DOS, the old DOS, for people who's been doing this for a long time. And if I do ipconfig all, you see, it give me an IP address 6.146. That's our network. I can ping a firewall 10.1.6.48. See, reply, no problem. It's all working. Okay, and just close this. You guys don't have to worry about this, but I'm just gonna close this while I'm here. Let me try to go online. You gotta deal with this Microsoft stuff, but with you guys, I'm sure you guys do all the time. I just want to go online, but but I have to wait for this. Get started. I just can't cancel this. Go to Google. Come on. See? Yeah, I'm online. Put by car. Yeah. The only thing is just slow because we don't have the proper license. So yeah, everything is looking good. See? Okay. See? Minimize this. So far we have two PC on that firewall. PC2 PC3 that I just set up myself. You can see that's the IP address you get, 146.6.146. If we go back to the firewall, and that's it. This is it. So this is the first step. Hopefully you guys were able to see everything that I was trying to explain. And I'm gonna create another video on how to secure this firewall the proper way, but I don't want to make the video too long. But what I show you, it's good to go. You can use it for whatever you need to do. And like I said, if you go back here, this is I go back to Mikrotik website. I don't work for them. I just use their product. I think they have a good product. Like I said, I used to use their hardware product for the past 12 years, and for the past 3 years, which is those over here, right? But for the past 3 years, I've been using their software firewall, which is you come here. They have different versions, but the version that we download, we use it, and I would suggest you guys use. It will be the 649, this one here, and this guy here. So VDX image and this one here. That's the one I would suggest you guys use. And I tried this. I have a little problem with it. There was something with the username, but I know definitely this is good. And that's the one I just showed you guys, and that's what I use on my network also. Okay, so I think, like I said, this is gonna be the first video that I put online. I plan to put many useful video for the thing that I know business use, because I've been doing this for a little while, for networking and software development in mostly Microsoft environment. I do work in C, C++, C#, and I do all those Active Directory, network, firewall stuff, Exchange, web server. I'm gonna be adding all those things on the channel, but I wanted to start with the base for now. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna add the cheat sheet online, so you guys can follow. Then one more thing, I'm really sorry if the microphone is I should have said that from the beginning. I'm using kind of like a cheap microphone for now, because I ordered one. It hasn't come yet, like a professional microphone. I mean, it hasn't come yet, so I'm using that headset that you see. Hopefully you guys be able to hear me well, but I can almost guarantee you the next video is gonna be much better. And this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm doing this those video thing. I mean, I teach people stuff physically, but I've never really done those videos, so we'll get there. Okay, all right, thank you so much. Then I'm gonna be uploading the video online on YouTube, then you guys will have it. Okay, then thank you so much. Have a good day. Okay, thanks.